You're listening to Swift News, your daily news briefing in just 10 minutes. From global events to politics, business, entertainment, and more, we bring you the top headlines from trusted sources so you can stay informed fast. This is episode 2, and it's May 4th, 2025. Let's get into today's stories. Okay, so a major U.S. president has announced some really significant policy changes and opinions on various topics.
Yeah.
This is stuff that will directly impact several sectors, international relations too.
Absolutely. And globally, well, there's been a lot happening. Elections, political tensions, even thwarted attacks. It really shows how interconnected everything is.
Right. And we'll also touch on some intriguing stories from science and tech. Always evolving, isn't it?
Always. Our understanding of the world and beyond.
Okay, let's unpack what these headlines really mean for you, the listener, starting with U.S. politics.
Well, first off, the U.S. president's announcement about potentially reopening Alcatraz.
Yeah.
It's quite something.
Alcatraz, really. To house, what was it, ruthless and violent offenders?
Exactly. It immediately makes you think about, well, crime policy direction. Is this practical or more symbolic,
Given its history.
Yeah.
It'll definitely stir up debate about how we handle serious crime.
And the effectiveness of different approaches long term.
And then there's the comment about the U.S. Constitution, saying they don't know if he must uphold it.
Yeah, that's a huge statement. Really strikes at the core of American governance.
For you listening, this touches on fundamental questions about presidential power limits, the stability of institutions even.
It's definitely something to keep an eye on. Could really reshape the political landscape.
Okay, tariffs seem to be a big focus too.
Oh, definitely. A 100% tariff ordered on foreign movies.
100%, wow. Claiming they're causing the very fast death of the American film industry.
And calling them a national security threat, I mean, that could dramatically change the entertainment you watch, potentially hike up costs.
And it feels like more than just movies, right? It might signal a bigger shift in trade policy overall.
Exactly. Protectionism could lead to similar actions elsewhere, impacting the whole global economy.
Then there's TikTok. The deadline might get extended if no deal happens by June 19th.
Seems so. It highlights just how complicated it is to regulate these huge international social media platforms.
Affects millions of people, how they communicate, get info. The outcome will be significant for tech and, well, your digital life.
And another trade thing ending the de minimis tariff loophole.
Ah, the one for low-value imports.
Yeah. For you, that could mean higher prices on everyday stuff, especially things sourced overseas as that tariff exemption goes away.
That'll ripple through supply chains, I bet. Consumer markets, too.
No doubt. Then, shifting gears a bit, there was that AI image the president posted, depicting them as the Pope.
Oh, right. That caused a stir, didn't it? Offense and amusement, sort of mixed.
It really underscores how AI is shaping public perception and, bumping up against culture and politics.
A vivid example of tech blurring reality lines, influencing online talk.
And speaking of big shifts, there are reports of a proposed budget. Sounds like a major change in priorities.
What's the headline there?
A massive increase for defense, like $1 trillion, while cutting funds for education, foreign aid, environment, health, public assistance.
Wow. So a fundamental reallocation of resources. That could have really long-term effects on public services, government investment, things that impact you directly.
Definitely. And tied into the administration, there are reports Laura Loomer is advising the president and wants a White House press credential.
That raises questions about influence, who gets it, and media access, how information gets out.
Yeah, it touches on the narratives that shape how we all understand events.
Okay, foreign policy too. The president apparently said they don't rule out using military force to control Greenland.
Greenland, yeah. An autonomous part of Denmark. It's a pretty significant statement for international relations.
Makes you wonder about future foreign policy directions, approaches to sovereignty, especially in strategic places like the Arctic.
It certainly raises concerns.
On a slightly more concrete note, though, the president did say they won't seek a third term.
Right. That does offer some clarity, settles speculation about 2028, helps understand potential leadership and policy shifts down the line.
Okay, let's turn internationally. Russia and Ukraine.
Well, Russia's president expressed hope there'll be no need for nuclear weapons in Ukraine.
Hope, but against the backdrop of the ongoing conflict.
Exactly. The tensions are still incredibly high. The potential for escalation remains a huge global concern for, well, everyone.
Meanwhile, in the Middle East, Israel faced a Houthi missile targeting its main airport.
Yes, showing the reach of the group from Yemen and maybe the limits of U.S. efforts to weaken them. Netanyahu has vowed a response.
And reports say the Israeli army is calling up reservists. for expanding the Gaza offensive.
That's the report. It suggests a potential escalation there with serious humanitarian and geopolitical consequences that could spread wider.
Tensions also seem high between Japan and China.
Yeah, accusing each other of violating airspace near disputed islands. It just underscores those ongoing territorial issues in East Asia.
Raises concerns about miscalculation, potential conflict in a really vital economic area.
Definitely. And over in Europe, Romania's presidential election rerun.
Right. The first one was canceled. Fraud, Russian interference claims.
Correct. And now, a far-right candidate, George Simeon, allied with Trump, won the first round decisively.
Points to ongoing vulnerabilities in democratic processes, maybe external influence on elections, a trend affecting democracies globally.
It seems that way. Back to Ukraine quickly reports of record losses for Russian forces in 2024.
Does that signal a shift in the conflict's dynamics?
It might suggest Ukrainian resilience, perhaps, but the overall situation is still very fluid. Long-term consequences are still unfolding.
Okay, let's shift to some crime and justice stories. A bomb plot thwarted in Brazil.
Yes, targeting a Lady Gaga concert, expected to draw millions. Really chilling details.
Targeting the LGBTQ crowd specifically, reportedly. And something about a planned Satanist ritual.
Disturbing reports, yes. Police made 2 arrests. A stark reminder of extremist violence threats.
And in France, the father of a kidnapped crypto entrepreneur was rescued.
Rescued, yes, but reportedly with a severe injury, a missing finger. It highlights the dangers in that high-stakes crypto world, its interception with crime.
Underscores the need for security awareness there.
Definitely.
All right, on to science and tech. Maybe something a bit less grim.
Hopefully. Scientists reported finding another source of gold out in the cosmos.
More cosmic gold.
Oh,
Cool. Adds to how we understand where elements come from.
Just continuous learning about our origins, the universe's building blocks.
Okay, for gamers listening, bad news about Grand Theft Auto 60.
Afraid so. Delayed to May 2026, extending the wait for that highly anticipated release.
Oh, well. These big games often face delays, right? Complex development.
Very complex. And speaking of tech refinement, OpenAI apparently pulled a version of ChatGPT.
Why? What was wrong with it?
Described as annoying and sycophantic. So they're adjusting based on user feedback.
Shows AI development is iterative, constant tweaking.
Exactly.
Let's round out with some other notable events. Sports.
Katie Ledecky broke her own 800-meter freestyle world record almost a decade after she last set it.
Incredible. Just exceptional athletic achievement, sustained excellence.
Truly remarkable. Also, an operation began to recover a sunken superyacht, Bayesian, I think, off Italy's coast.
The glimpse into the world of extreme luxury and complex recovery ops.
And in F1, teenage prodigy Andrea Chini Antonelli became the youngest ever driver to claim pole position.
Wow. New talent emerging in motorsport. Always exciting.
Keeps the sport evolving.
And finally, Marvel's Thunderbolts had a strong opening weekend at the U.S. box office.
Seems the superhero genre still has legs. Shows trends in entertainment consumption.
So quite a mix today.
Absolutely. These headlines taken together, they really paint a picture of a world dealing with big policy shifts, ongoing international friction, rapid tech changes.
And it's all interconnected, isn't it? Things happening in one place have ripple effects everywhere, impacting aspects of your life.
Definitely. As you navigate all this, understanding the forces behind the headlines as well, it's crucial.
Makes you think. What aspects of these developments we discussed today do you think will shape the near future the most? Something to ponder.